Well, here we are. Thanks very much for joining me. It's the 9th of July and chaos is unfolding regarding Brexit. As I have predicted for the last 2 years, we now have the Brexit Secretary David Davis resigning, walking out. We have the Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson doing likewise and resigning and leaving, and now we have Steve Baker, the junior Brexit Minister, resigning also. And I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so. And I'll clip in an old clip that I made on the 24th of June 2016. That was the day after Brexit, and I stood right here, the same position, and I warned people then. And what we're looking at here is, for the first time since the 1640s, we have despotic rulers refusing to take into account the democratic will of the people. Now, the last time this happened in England, this ended up in a civil war. Genuinely. Now, what we have now are people on the Liberal side, and people actually in Parliament, in the Labour Party and in the Conservative Party, and especially in the Liberal Party, actually conspiring together to destroy the Brexit referendum. Something that over 70% of the people in this country voted in, and the majority voted in favour of us leaving the EU. This is extremely serious. This is such a fundamental attack on the basics and the basic principles of a democratic society. It's outrageous. Now, thankfully, as I say, most left-wing people I'm speaking to said, Jim, we will man the barricades with you if this is done. So that's good. It's the liberal elite who are pushing this, and outside influences like Avaz and all these so-called campaign groups, many of whom are paid for by George Soros, an external force interfering with our politics. The left always going about Rupert Murdoch and all the rest of it. Soros does far more than Rupert Murdoch's ever done, and I don't like the pair of them. They should keep their nose out of our business, keep their nose out of Britain's affairs, and let the people of Britain decide. But anyway, be very, very careful, folk. Be vigilant. Remember, our freedom was not free. We fought a civil war in the 1640s, and since then we've fought many, many wars against the Nazis and against the Kaiser to keep our country free. Perhaps we're moving towards the day where we might have to fight once again to keep Great Britain free. God save the Queen. Look, these people have no intentions of allowing the will of the British people to be carried out. Our politicians are snakes, they are paid agents of outside influences, and none of them really wanted Brexit. And if you think out of the 600 odd MPs in Parliament, a tiny minority of them actually voted for Brexit. Tiny minority. The vast majority of all MPs, Labour and Tory, all voted to stay in the EU. That's the reality. And I warned at the time that they would do anything, including starting a war, to stop Brexit from going ahead. Now, thank God we've not had a war. Although that'll be the next stage if they don't get their way. So we've had the Gina Miller and the rich kids going to court to try and stop Brexit. Didn't really work. And now we see Theresa May, who was in favour of staying in the EU. She was anti-Brexit, still is anti-Brexit, doing this fudge deal at Chequers at the weekend. And look, let's be honest with this. This is very clear. No mystery. The chances of us actually getting out of the EU clean is zero. It won't happen. You see, but Jim, it's got to happen. It's a democratic country. 17 million people voted. The biggest mandate ever seen in the history of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. The biggest mandate ever. They do not care. They don't care. It means nothing to them. They treat us like dirt. They treat us like serfs. The new political elite cannot stand you, cannot stand me, and it cannot stand anybody who would dare question their authority. But 17.5 million people did question their authority. And it was the will of the British people to leave the EU. Forget this talk about hard Brexit, soft Brexit. It's bloody immaterial. 17 million people voted Brexit. Brexit means Brexit. Brexit means we leave. And my God, what would we do now if we could just have Maggie Thatcher back, or Winston Churchill, for a day? For a day. He would tell Junkers and all these other idiots in Europe, Merkel and all her gang, look, we're leaving, that's it. You're going to play rough on us, we'll play rough for you. What do we export to Europe? Bugger all. Toasters. What do we buy off them? Mercedes, BMW, Audi, Citroen, Renault. They've got much more to lose than us. At the end of the day, who cares? I would rather live in a mud hut than be ruled one more bloody day by the fascists of the EU. Far better we're in our own poverty than in a state run by more or less Nazis, European EU Nazis, who just jump all over the will of the people. I'm British, I'm proud of it. I don't care if the world falls in. We voted Brexit, I want Brexit. And if it means Britain goes back to the Dark Ages, so be it. At least it's our Dark Ages and we rule ourselves, we're sovereign. And that's the way it is because we're British. You know, if Maggie Thatcher was here in our Churchill, they'd be calling up the reserves. They'd be calling up the soldiers. We'd be massing in the beaches. Who does Europe think they are? And more than that, who does Theresa May think she is when she can defy the will of the British people? Well, this happened before in British history. It happened in the 1640s when a despotic king decided he would push aside the will of the people through Parliament and he would do what he wanted to do. That led to the English Civil War. And if these people, these so-called political elite, keep pushing this and defy over 17 million British people's vote, democratic mandate, they are putting in store for themselves no other choice but for British people to reject democracy and take to the streets and demand our freedom, demand our rights, and demand that our democratic mandate is upheld. All democracies were founded in fire and conflict, and sometimes it's only fire and conflict that keep democracies alive. I pray to God we're not going there. I would appeal to the politicians to see sense before they push the quiet, inoffensive English into a corner where they can do nothing else but to come out fighting to defend their heritage and to defend the freedoms and the rights that our grandfathers bled and died for in every battlefield across this world. Stand fast. Do not give an inch. If you need to go on the phones to your local councillor, your local MP, do it today, and let these MPs know that we will not accept anything less than what we voted for, and that is Brexit. Hard, soft, doesn't matter a bloody damn. Brexit means Brexit. Get us out. We voted for it. God bless you. Keep your powder dry. Thank you.